Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Building Empires Network. You have your host Andrea Cruz
and Christina Franco.
Yes, and today we want to say happy Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah, I know. How did everybody's Thanksgiving go?
Hope you guys had a good holiday.
Yeah, I'm still busting out the seams.
I'm still stuffed. I'm still eating the leftovers.
Yeah. Oh God, who did the turkey? The turkey tamales, turkey soup, turkey, the turkey everything, turkey chili, turkey sandwich. Have you turned the turkey into anything yet?
No, not yet.
Yeah, we got turkey tamales.
I'm looking forward to the tamales.
Like, use the turkey. Yeah, we had a lot. We had a lot of food, and it was like, damn, we still had a lot. And it's crazy because usually we have like 6 or 8 turkeys, but this year we only had 2. And
That's
it's like we still had a lot of food left over, and it was like, oh my God, that's rare because I don't know. I was like, that was crazy. And then the girls, they didn't want to eat their little turkeys because my husband said that the turkeys fart.
Oh.
So they're like, ew.
Hey, they're probably like, oh, so you're a turkey then.
You fart.
That is funny. That's something my daughter would say. That's why I said
Man, no. Yeah. So everything was good for us. I hope everything was great for y'all. Who's getting ready for the New Year? Well, Christmas first. Oh, God.
Definitely Christmas.
Did you do the Friday?
No.
No, I didn't either.
I ended up getting a house, though, so I did get that.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
I did get that. That was nice. So.
Yeah, no, I didn't do any Black Friday shopping. I was like, no. I literally told the girls to, my daughter-in-laws, to put on what is it, Amazon, what the girls want, so I can order it and it's on its way.
That's smart.
Yeah, tell me the things that they like, and we're all going in there and just kind of like picking exactly what they want.
Yeah.
Because the one thing is when the kids get something and they just throw it all over the place and don't mess with it.
No, yeah, and see, I like that because that's one of the things that I'm also working on for coming the next year is starting to learn how to delegate things, right? Yeah. I always used to have where it's like everything is like, and then I started to realize, okay, how can I make things easier for me? How can I delegate more things? So that's smart.
Yeah.
I
think this year I want to go in a little bit more organized, a lot more organized, because this year was really ragged. This whole past 2 weeks was amazing for me. I mean, we met a lot of people. I met a lot of people. And a whole lot of connections. So it was good. I want to take all my pictures just for November and just kind of flash them through. Everyone that I met was like, damn, like we did a lot of things. We did talk. We did
and it's
talking.
Yeah, when it's crazy too how we're like, we just in what was it, March, where I was like, hey, let's do the podcast, and here we are in December already.
It was crazy.
But it's crazy how time just flies so quick.
Yeah. What are we? Episode 31.
31.
31.
Damn. Yeah, and out of do that. If not, I'll do it.
Good job, ladies.
But the good thing is like that's what we wanted to kind of hop on here and talk to you guys is kind of do like a recap of the whole year, but also like, hey, what is like the goal for next year, right? Where do we want to take Building Empires to next year, and kind of like give you guys also certain tips on, hey, what are your plans for next year? What are you doing next year in your business that is going to help you? Right now with this crazy market, I know a lot of people are like just kind of standing by, but hey, you got to keep going. So we're going to, Christina and I will share some good tips, that we're planning on doing.
I think a lot of people, like a lot of realtors are actually calling me. A lot of realtors. They're like, how are y'all still moving houses? I said, because we do things a little different, a lot different. And, now that I'm going into Andrea's systems and processing, I'm like, oh, my God, I'm finally going into it. And setting up everything, it was like, it was
a lot.
new. Yeah, it was new. But waking up in the morning and seeing all the replies, even the fuck yous, it was like, yes.
It's working.
Fuck you, too.
That is funny.
But you have a good morning. But no, so it was pretty good. I mean, I'm flowing through it. It is a lot easier. And that's where I'm saying organizing things, getting the virtual assistants and stuff, and kind of delegating things elsewhere is getting me further. I don't look as stressed as I usually am. I was able to fit in a walk.
Yeah.
Go able to walk and do other things, because when you're actually getting into a point to where you can go and actually take a walk and just breathe and enjoy the walk and not be like, God, I got to hurry up and walk because, I just want to do this, like, a huevo, you just want to be able to do things that, that you really have time to do.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, and definitely, because it's like we have 24 hours in a day, and if we don't ever, like, if we don't go in the next year with clarity on what is it that we want to do, or what is the vision, or what is it that we're going for, and we just go in there kind of blindly, then you're just going to be like a hamster in a wheel, like going. So I feel like it's very important to kind of people to sit back, ask yourself, hey, what do I want to make next year, and kind of do like a reverse engineer kind of thing, and have a plan and have a goal, because if not, it's like, man, this crazy how this year just already just all of, hey, I'll do it tomorrow. Hey, man, it's already been a year and you still haven't got to it. But it's crazy how it does fly so quick, so quick. And so that's why, and now I understand, because a lot of the things that I wanted to do this year, I'm like, shit, I can't even, because you get so busy on other stuff.
Right.
And that's what happens. It's like if you don't have that clear vision, then anything that comes to you, then it kind of takes you away, and you're like, oh, damn, and I didn't even do this, and I didn't even do that. So that's why it's very good to have that clear vision, clear goals, to, write them down. So when you wake up, you're like, hey, I know exactly what I need to do today to get me closer to my goal.
Right. And it's coming with the territory, because like right now, everybody is at a pivotal point. There's a lot of businesses that need to figure out what else can I do that's going to be a necessity for people, because of the fact that people are changing the way they're buying things, the way they're doing things, the way they're looking at things.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that they're not driving the Mercedes no more. They're going down to the Honda. Things that are making their payments lower, things, people refinancing, people cashing out, people selling. I mean, it's a pivotal point. And in real estate, because we do real estate, in the real estate world, it's going to be very pivotal. But I think right now, it's not really to look at things in a fear. I think you have to look at it like, what's going to educate me to make it stronger? I'm not saying go pay $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 to learn something. I'm saying take the time, stop listening to Bad Bunny. I love Bad Bunny, but try to listen to something that's going to actually help you to kind of reprogram your mind.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, because sometimes when I listen to the radio, and I do get a little NWA every now and then, and I start, my foot goes down heavy on the pedal. I'm going faster, and so you have to. She
starts putting her sunglasses on, like, hey.
Let me tell you, open the sunroof, get a sunburn. No, but the thing is that you have to create your zen. You have to create your zen. You have to rethink things. And with people in businesses, there's a lot of businesses going down right now. There's a lot of wholesaling that I'm getting opportunities for. And, you even had a gas station. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things that are out there. Businesses are closing down. And a lot of these people aren't selling their houses because of the payments. They're like, my taxes are retarded,
Right.
They're like, I'd rather just rent, and save themselves $6,000, $7,000 a year, It's crazy.
That's exactly what I was already considering, because I pay a lot of taxes on my house.
Who was it that said rent where you want to live? No, rent where you want to live and rent what you own, or something. It was like
Grant Cardone.
Grant Cardone. How did he say it?
I totally forgot.
Right.
Rent, I think
makes
it's
sense.
like rent where you want to live. And I mean, he doesn't even buy anything.
No.
He's just like leasing everything. And I can kind of see why now, because I mean, it does make so much sense. Like after taxes, after everything you paid, and then like you sell your house and you're like, hey, I got like 40, 50,000 of equity. No, you didn't, sir.
No.
Because there's 13,000 you pay for taxes and all of that. Like, so I'm saying 13 because that's how much I pay.
Yeah.
It gets expensive.
It gets expensive. And then the insurance.
Yeah.
And anything it may need. I mean, you add things to it, and it makes it more expensive.
Yeah, and if you rent, all you know is like, hey, I gotta make that $2,000 payment every day. It don't matter if something breaks or that. So It kind of makes sense. I can see where where he's
I mean,
coming
when
now.
you buy big, let's say when you buy big, like, you know, the $1 million homes, I mean, we're paying what, like, I think 18 to 23,000 a year.
Jeez.
That's a lot. And I look at my husband like,
I hate you. This is your idea.
it's nice to have, but in a sense of where does it make sense? So, and then, you know, so and it depends on who you talk to, because, you know, now I understand why people say I would rather just own it in my LLC.
Yes.
You know, rent it.
I should have done that.
Yeah. And so it's the way you structure yourself. So, that's something that we're really starting to put together and get with the right people, because it's
true.
expensive. It's expensive, and you can't get away from it. You
No,
can't get away from it.
No, I'm actually dealing with that again. I'm gonna get it together. I promise, IRS, I will. I'm already. It's the second year. IRS is like, dude, it's the second year testing us again. You're testing us.
Oh my God, yeah.
I know. I like to test people. Sorry. But no, I was watching this video. It's like you have to have all of that structured. Like if you have it structured, because people think they're making profit, they're making money, but then they realize how much they're paying to the IRS, and then they're like, oh damn, and it's not what they think it is. So if you have it structured correctly, if you have a good CPA and just getting everything organized in your business, that's what I'm actually working on this whole last month of December, is getting every aspect of my business organized, you know, and build a process around it. So if you know what's going on at all times, you know, you kind of see your business like a map, because it's just a process map of everything. And you kind of put it out there, you see it, and you're like, okay, what do I need to change that is affecting whatever may be going on?
Right.
And that's why it's very important to put your business in a map, look at it, and look at it from, you know, you're looking at it from like everything or what it is, and going in there and just be like, hey, I need to tweak this, or I need to tweak that, or can I improve that process to make this better?
Yeah.
So those are things that I want to do and get organized right now. So as the year is coming, I can just look at it from the map and then just be like, hey, this is working really good, so I'm going to stick with that.
Yeah.
So I think it's important. And being in business already for a while, I never wanted to do that, because I was like, whatever, I'm still getting contracts, who cares? Like, but no, yes, because you're going to be a hamster in a wheel forever, because anytime you hire people, or anytime you do this, it's like you're starting over. You know, you're like, I got to train everybody. But if you put processes in your business, you don't. There's like, hire someone for that role. Everything is, you know, all the SOPs are in line, so they just follow it. You don't got to be involved. No one got to be involved. You just have someone, you know, manager to manage that. So, I mean, I'm just trying to make it easier but it takes a while, right?
I think a lot of things that what makes things so different is that you have to be open-minded to still be involved in your business.
Oh, yeah.
You cannot be 100% hands-off. I know a lot of these, you know, people like to just be hands-off, but then you're crying and you're complaining when you're losing your damn mind in your business, because what you just said, I just got another contract. And that's how a lot of people say it. Oh, well, my bills are covered this month, I'll just make it up next month. But you really never make up anything. You never make it up. Once 2000 is gone, you don't make it up on the other end. You don't.
No.
You never see it again. So, you know, me, myself, we finally put up a CRM and a dialer for the store.
Ooh.
I know. Andrea's been
After
on me.
telling her, I think it's been since we started the podcast this March.
Yeah. And what it was is that I was constantly asking my salespeople, give me your call logs. Did you put the data in? Did you do this? Did you do that? No. Or I'm chasing them. You know, and I'm like, I'm not going to chase these people anymore.
Right.
So then we started the CRM, and then we have one caller, and it's going. And then she's able to manage everything. It's like, oh, well, there y'all go. So my husband's starting.
You save money too, a lot of money.
Yeah, and my husband is starting to see that flow. And girl, for the first time in many, many months, I saw we are hiring. You know, and I was like, yes.
We got him.
I love everybody.
Yeah.
But sometimes people get too comfortable and they don't appreciate what they have anymore. You know, and think about it. It's not to be ugly. It's the fact that when I was young and I went to a job at, let's say, the hospital, and they hired me, and I was like, yes, and I'm so excited because it was my job. But as I started to do my job, I've always been kind of more excited, and I think that whatever I put my name on,
you get excited. That's how I am too.
Yeah. But there's a lot of people, they just want a job to clock the hours and do whatever.
Well, just to say they have a job,
Just to
or
say they have a
I have
job.
something coming, but they don't really, like when
They're not a team.
No, they're not. They're like, I'm just here to get paid. You know?
Right.
And it's like, nobody wants to have someone like that working for them. Like, well,
No.
dang, it's like you're part of my company, and you're
Right.
just here like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, because 9 times out of 10, and I've said it before and I got a lot of backlash, but when you have a business, and this, when you have a business, you have to pay all your employees first.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Before you flip the house and get
They wanna get paid.
They have to get paid. You have to pay your contractor, your licensing, your permit, your utilities, your lender. You have to pay all those things before you
get
ever
paid.
see, your profit. And sometimes it takes so long to sell something, you're just getting your money back. So you're really upside down. So
I know.
So think about it. If you can literally see on a house when you're upside down, and when you have over 100 employees, imagine how I feel like a salt shaker. I'm always upside down. It's like, you have to really think about things and just be nice, and, just tell people, hey, you know what, I need you to, perform.
Yeah.
But no, ever since we got that CRM, it's like, oh my God. And we're literally hearing the people, when we're calling them, tell us their experience. So we're like, yeah, we need to rethink this person. We need to, do this.
You got to see who's your dead weight. And that's one of the things that, because having your systems and processes in place, you'll know who your dead weight is.
Right.
You know who's holding you back. And that's why I like having that in order, because sometimes you go nuts. It's like, is it me? Is it the market? Is it that? Like, no, have you checked the person you have in that seat?
Yeah.
So every role like that I have, or that I have like to hire, what I do now is like, okay, what type of person am I looking for? A lot of people, they're just looking, right? They're looking, I want to hire someone for this role, but you don't even know what you need to make sure you have processes. Like, what exactly do you want them to do in that role, right?
Yeah.
And I always feel that every business owner should go or work in that role a little bit, just so they can see, hey, what do you think will work better? Because I think, we fail as letting whoever it's in that role make decisions. Right. People make a lot of decisions a day, and they're like, hey, well, I don't know, figure it out, do something, know? And they're like, well, I don't know either. So that's where we're wrong, because we expect these employees to figure something out that we don't know, they don't know. We're just here. Here's the software. Use it, you know?
No, you have to back them up.
Yeah, and so I did that. I'm very guilty of that because, we're just thinking contracts. Just get to work, call the leads. I don't care. But no, you got to... I did that for a while, and I'll tell you, yes, I got by, but I only got by to get me back to like, okay, you're not going to ignore me. You got to build this because... I was going crazy. Like everybody was like, hey, well, what do we need to do with this? Well, what do we... And I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't know, figure it. Like, I'll figure it out, but that's not their job to figure it out. So that, hey, you see us as leadership, you have to be like, okay, I'm doing them wrong because I'm putting them in a role, and I'm just like, hey, figure it out. So now that, I've built this processes, hiring VAs has been the best thing ever, because they are the best people to follow process. Like, they need to. They're very process driven people. So the more you do that to them, like, here, follow these, they will follow it to the exact. But if we're like letting VAs make decisions on this, you have to really put every scenario.
Right.
What happens if they say, make me an offer? What happens if this? You got to prepare them. Say this, say that. Every objection you can think of, and you set those up on your software, so that way, it just makes it easier for them.
And see, and it's so crazy because how we're talking about the systems and processes, because I'm more like, Andrea knows, I'm a very community girl. I like to go out and talk to different people in different businesses and different communities. What the real estate world and what Andrea had showed me was how to implement that into my day-to-day business. Everybody takes for granted to answer their phone.
Yes.
I mean, when a phone rings, they're like, oh, but why are you in business if you don't want to answer your phone? I pay so much in marketing to get, and I'm talking about employees and people to be on Facebook and promote, to be on Instagram and all these things to promote, but you don't answer my phone?
Yeah.
Like, no. So now that we put that CRM and that call tool in, oh my God, we're seeing all the calls.
And you get to see if who didn't answer, how long were they on the phone.
Right.
And
are they really worth my effort?
Right.
Because, when you have a person that's there that's actually sitting there all day long, and what are you doing? Well, I need to answer the phone, but I only get 80 calls, but the call rail is showing that it's like 300 to 500 to 2,000 calls a day, but I'm only getting 80. So you're not fitting you're not answering. And we complain all the time when we're calling houses and realtors don't pick up the phone. And see, a realtor represents the seller.
Right.
So there's realtors that just want to get it under contract and they don't fool with it. But I've noticed a lot of realtors that do have integrity and they answer and they show it and they're there. And
or the ones that are like, oh, I don't work on the weekends.
I don't work on the weekends.
Like, dude, that's like the time you need to be work. And it sucks because whoever hired them, they're kind of missing out.
Well, think about it. When I give my house to somebody to sell it and they don't know what's behind it. I'm an investor, so I'm paying a high monthly payment. And if she took 3 months to sell it or never sold it in the 6-month contract times, 2,000 times 6, that's $12,000. I'm still more under holding it for a person that does not answer their phone. Don't hire a realtor because they're your friend.
Right.
Because they will feel more easy.
Exactly.
To be like,
it's just my cousin's house.
Yeah, no. And you can't do that. You need somebody that's going to be always answering the phone. When you call them, see how fast it took for them to call you back.
Yeah.
Call a couple of their listings and see how long it takes them to call you back on what they already have listed. Because if it took them a day or two, that's how long it's going to take them to show yours.
Right.
I mean, I'm not trying to bash on realtors. It's just that everybody right now is in a certain predicament and situation. There's a lot of people facing foreclosures. And if you try to put it on the market to sell it before December's auction, guess what? It's over. You ran out of time because that person isn't as eager to sell as anybody else. So that goes into my store. We just had the fire. We need to pick up the pace. Who's not fitting my agenda? It's time to, start.
You should let me go in there and train your
Girl,
employees.
You'd fire everybody.
Let me straighten everybody up in there. And Andrea go in there.
They won't handle it.
Let me go in there and regulate.
We won't handle it.
I'll be like, regulators. That's funny.
Yeah. And it's not that. And I think majority of it.
I like that one.
I know, I like that one. Yeah. I think majority of it is that my our executive team has been more relaxed. Like, oh, they showed up, oh, they didn't show up,
heck no.
that. And so I think we're just gonna, raise the standard.
Yeah,
now
you have to.
On that little bit, and if anybody needs information on those things, I don't care if you have a hair salon. You need somebody that is going to be answering, and some of you people need to go virtual. If you have a secretary sitting there and you're not getting at least 60 to 100 calls a day, something's wrong. Something is definitely wrong.
And that's, I feel if you hire someone overseas versus someone here, your productivity is going to double like really quick. And I've seen that, and that's just a known fact. It's just hiring, of course, the right VA, but you hire the right people. I mean, to find people like them here, it's because they value their job and they're very, very appreciative. They're like, thank you so much. You give them a bonus and it's like, oh my God. And here you give someone a bonus, they're like, that's it.
Yeah. You're over there driving around in that car and that's what I get.
And it kind of makes it like we're to the point where you feel bad because you're like, well, damn, then you have to give them more because you feel bad. But hey, you're the one who put in the hard work, you know? So, but I feel like some certain people kind of make you feel like, oh man, like guilty for doing what you've been putting hard work to do, you know? So that's why, you know, I was like, you know what? I like virtual because it's good. Both ways were good, but I like this better. It's less stress,
Right.
you know, and more productivity.
I really like it. I think it really made sense. I mean, it just made sense. I'm able to see who's answering, who's not answering, you know, because some of our salespeople, they make commission, you know, on top of their salary. So when you do that and you're seeing that it's me promoting and bringing and they're not, well, then what was the point of it? You know? And my husband gives me backlash on it all the time. But I'm not going to live right until I have the right people in my that can position themselves like me.
Yeah.
You know, I want to
Yeah.
hire a bunch of me's. you know?
Right, right.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I just had an idea. I mean, what if we put like something together, maybe invite a few other businesses or whoever would like to come?
Well, we're going to have the thing on December.
Oh, that's right. December 3rd.
Oh, well, there you go, guys. If y'all want to come out,
And I'm
December
like,
3rd.
hey, I'm already trying to put another event together.
Andrea
Like,
and her events.
hey, me and my event, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I have something to do that day.
No, you ain't.
I'm just kidding.
No, but I mean, that would be a good thing.
Yeah.
People want to come out and
Come
see
out.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. I would love to talk to different like business owners on what they're doing, and I would like to share what I'm doing because you'd be surprised. There's other people that use different process for their or whatever a software that they may be using that will work so good because right now it's like there's always new softwares doing
Right.
new things, so it's always nice to be up.
And I
up
think
to
it's
date.
good to get into cost analysis. Everybody needs to sit with somebody that is out of their realm and just really see where your numbers are. You know, you really do. I mean, my husband doesn't believe it whenever I put it in out there to him. He's just like, oh my God, that can't be. And I was like, well, why are you crying to me? You know?
Yeah.
Why are you telling me all these things when I can see it not even being there?
Right.
You know, nobody knows your business like you know your business.
Right.
When I started that store, there was no air condition, no heater. There was everything all over the place. I'd go home with my hair feeling like carpet.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to just go in and sit down at a desk and be like, oh, hello. No,
Yeah.
that's not what it was. You know, I was eager and it grew and now it's where it's at. So it does bother me to see people taking advantage of what they've, you know, where they're at. I don't know. I don't care. I mean, that's just what it is.
Right.
You have to build your team.
Right.
Because you will go crazy carrying the wrong friends, the wrong people, and the wrong energy, and your wrong employees. And 9 times out of 10, what's going to stress you more is who you work with. And you're going to take that shit home, and you're going to stress out your relationship. Then you're filing for divorce, and you don't know why. It's because you
Yeah.
carried all that negativity home. And then kids are going crazy, and you don't know why. It's because you're carrying all that negativity home. So you need to ball up with a bunch of team players.
Yeah.
You know, people who are like-minded that, you know, want to see you grow.
Right. And two, like a lot, don't mistake with certain people that they're like, well, you know, I want to work and all of this because it's like certain people pretend like a victims, right? Hey, this, that, like feel sorry for me because of that, or I couldn't do this. And you're like, dude, I'm trying to run a business here, you know, like we can't. And it's hard because you don't want to sound like you're a selfish person either, but you're like, well, we're here to work, not to do other things. So it's very important that you, like you said, have high standards. Because
Yeah, the one thing that I can't stand hear a person tell me is must be nice. I think that is the ugliest thing, must be nice. It could be nice. If
It could
you
be nicer.
It could be nicer, but I mean, it could be nice for you if you did the same sacrifices that I did.
Exactly.
When y'all, you know, when other people were partying and doing their thing, I was at home watching kids and learning and doing whatever. And I mean, I didn't get to do everything I wanted to do when I was young, but I'm glad I lived the life I lived because I appreciate. You know, I know the value of $1. I know the value of gain and loss.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you can't tell me I came up from crumbing, but you're still crumbing.
Yeah.
You know, nah. You know, so it's that kind of thing. But I appreciate everyone in my circle. But if you let off a bad energy, you already know. I just toss them to the wind. You know, I don't care. I don't care. I really
Yeah.
don't. And I don't. They're gonna talk about you on your good times and your bad times.
Right.
So people are always going to want to throw shade on somebody. And if you run across somebody that's talking about somebody with them not in the room, then they're cowardly because you should be able to say it in front of them. Andrea be freaking out some of the shit I tell people. But the thing is that I'd rather hurt your feelings with the truth than a lie.
Hey, I'm like, hey, were you supposed to say that out loud?
Yes. Yes.
Hey, yes, with a smile. Yes.
Nah, but
funny.
the thing is that, you have to build yourself strong.
Yeah.
You don't have
Yes.
to build a wall. You just have to be made tough,
Well, and two, like me, if I feel like somebody is just not really giving me that vibe, I don't like. It's hard for me to be around somebody and I'm like feeling a certain type of way.
Right.
Like I can't be. Oh, I'm gonna hang out with this person, and I, for some reason, I don't like that. I cannot just be like, oh yeah, hey, what's going on, like.
No.
Because the reason is because I'm not gonna tolerate that no more in my circle. Like you have, that's why you have freedom, you to the right to who you want next to you. So if someone's not making you feel that vibe or the good vibe, then don't be around them, but I feel like a lot of people try to be too, I was like that too nice.
Yeah.
And you don't say anything, and that builds stress.
Yeah, it
because
does.
you feel like, I should just say something. Just say it.
Just say it.
Express yourself, because if that's how you feel, then just say it, And a lot of you, before I will hold a lot of feelings back because I'm like, I don't want to be mean, but you know what? I was stressing myself out.
Right.
So this year is no holding back. Just gonna say it.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have that event on the 3rd, which is a Saturday. We're going to have some coffee and some pan dulce.
Hojarascas too.
Hojarascas. What's those?
What's that?
I know, right? He's like, I'm hungry.
Man, what kind of Mexicans
the
are
little
y'all?
cookies, the little sugar cookies. Okay,
I love
yeah.
those.
It's Christmas time, guys. That's the time where the Mexicans pass out the hojarascas.
We gotta
Cucarachas?
learn. No, not the cucarachas. No. Oh my God, that's funny. He said roach. That's crazy. I'll tell you. Well, I'll just say it because everybody's like roach. We were going through the names of people, selling their homes or whatever, and it said roach. And Junior tells me, he's like, yeah, like cucaracha. I was like, what? The fuck? Like, it just, when he said roach, I don't know. See, my mind, I'm random. But anyway.
Okay. Back to the podcast.
Back to the podcast. At least I said it. You didn't look at me looking all twisted. No, but we're going to have that event. It's on the 3rd. So it's going to be this Saturday. Orion's going to be there. Creative Media with Yareli Media. It's creative, right?
Panorama. Brand
See, I don't even
Studio.
know. There you go. Say it again.
Panorama Brand Studio.
One more time for the people in the back.
Panorama Brand Studio.
There you go.
Panorama Brand Studio.
Only at Cash for Keys.
I love it.
I like that one. But no,
I do like, hey, that one hypes you up.
Yeah. No, but y'all can go by and meet some of the people there. Ninoska's going to be there talking about credit. And then Orion Grove is going to be there. And
he's the sales ninja.
He's the sales ninja, seriously. And I really hadn't said anything because we didn't know who was going to go. We have our circles. But, I mean, if you guys want to go, push info and we'll send you the info because it is like a private event. And if you want to go and just see what some of these things that we're talking about, it's a network of many businesses, not just one. Right now, a lot of people were always doing things without credit, just equity. It's not there
It's not
anymore.
time no more.
No, you need to start fixing your stuff, getting that stuff together. You need to start, learning how to pivot your money, let your money work for you. And you're going to be working a little bit more for your money because before money was working for us. And right now it's kind of working against us. We're having to go out for it. It's a changing world. But if you stand back and observe and get around the right people, you're going to be able to float. But if you're not, you're going to sink.
Yeah, and actually, Ninoska is fixing my business credit, and I mean, right now is the time definitely to start to get your credit, personal business, and if you're gonna start a business, get that going because next year it's the time to have the best credit ever.
And if you're still in a DBA, you need to go and meet with us. We're gonna be there, and people are gonna be there to help you to learn the difference between DBA and LLC. It is such an important situation for you. It's an important thing to know before you hit the situation, in other words. First of all, a lot of people doing DBAs, just real quick, a lot of people under DBAs, you don't have as many depreciations as an LLC. Everybody looks at business people like, damn, they're living it up. Yes, they're living it up through their LLCs, paying for those vacations, having write-offs. Yeah, you need to become an LLC.
Christina, you can help with that as well, right?
Yeah. Between that and then the trust, putting things into a trust, a revocable trust, knowing what the difference is. we can sit and talk about that. We're going to be handing out some flyers so you can understand what those things are. And it's very important. They just had one of the rappers that just passed away, and majority of his stuff went into probate because of the fact that he didn't have a living will. And
he was young.
He was young, and that's what happens. I mean, people don't want to talk about those things, but the most educated people do. You know, if you really want to act like you got shit going on and you really want to leave something for your kids, like a legacy, you better know. You know, you better know, and set those things up. But if y'all want to go out, y'all are welcome. Just put info in the lines or inbox me. And then, you know, I'll send you the address because it is a private event. But, I mean, you want to go, you can go.
And, guys, I just want to say, if you guys get a chance and you're out there, go and talk. Christina knows all about that. LLC, trust, credit repair. I mean, that girl's done it all. So if you guys have any questions, just go reach out to her. She can help you with lending, anything like that. I mean, she's a one-stop shop.
It's only because I mean,
she's a one-stop shop for everything.
Yeah, daycare. No.
She got daycare. She got plumbing, everything.
Now the thing is that I've lived. I'm able to speak on experience, and I think it's very important. We can all read a book and reiterate and charge you $300, $400, $500, and that's not what it's supposed to be. I really feel you need to speak on experience because you can set somebody up for failure.
True.
And you don't want to. And right now, it's not a flip world. Everybody's like, I want to flip. It's not a flip world. I mean, if you're going to do new construction, okay, you know, if you have your team and that's what you do, but it's really not a flip game. The material is so high. Our importing cost is going up, and that's another damn thing that I have, which is a hardware store. So what happens? I know where the material is at, and if I know that it's going to cost me double than what it used to cost me to flip a home, you know, to fix it, then what used to cost me $20,000 is $40,000.
Yeah.
And if your spread on what you were going to make is 40, what did you make?
It's 10 now.
Yeah, it's 10 now. I mean, we're really having to go low on some of our assignments. What's been your lowest assignment?
Well, actually, I do a lot of hotels, and
You're holding it.
Yeah, I've been really, because if I was to wholesale right now, I'm not gonna make nothing. So I've been doing novations, hoteling, net listing, anything where I can just put it on the market is kind of where I've been.
And you see, that's where it becomes pivotal. And you just heard that it becomes pivotal because of the fact that when we used to wholesale, here's this cup. This is a real quick class, guys. Here's this cup in between me and Andrea. Andrea owns the cup. I need to sell that cup to somebody over here, to the damn piñata, right? Or the piñata.
Honky.
Yeah, to
Honky
Honky.
Donkey.
So he's the seller, right? Let's just put it like this. Let's just say he's the seller and Andrea's my buyer. So
I'm the daisy chainer back here, waiting for Christina to leave so I can go door knock.
Right? So here's this cup.
These are facts.
It is facts. But here's this cup, right? Piñata owns the cup. I come to Piñata and I say, hey, you know, how much, you know, do you want for the cup? The cup is worth $100. But I say, will you take 50? And he's like, you know what? Fine. So I sell the cup to Andrea for $75. That gives me a spread of $25,000. That's wholesale, guys. But it's not working like that right now because of the fact the way the prices have gone up so much. And got it? So the way the prices have gone up so much, that $25,000 is probably going to only give you $5. Yeah, because everything's gone up about 20%. Right. So,
but if you put it on the market, you can get the 75.
Right, because Andrea goes in there because she has her husband who has their teams of contractors and everything, and he can watch a tight budget, and he crosses the T's and dots the I's. He sees that part. And when you have that team player on your part, then you have that. So Andrea's not leaving money on the table. So Andrea's like, well, you know what? This cup is dirty. I'm going to go rinse it. I'm going to dry it out. And guess what? I'm going to make it look real pretty. And she's going to put that equity into it. So her sweat equity has built a higher equity for her so that she can pull more money out. Because us wholesalers right now, a lot of wholesalers, we're having to really like bend.
Yeah. Know? And even like another market. Thank you, Piñata. But even in other markets, I'm not even wholesaling. I'm trying to novate, do novations because if you're wholesaling, it's kind of tight right now.
Yeah.
It really is, or you're just leaving a lot of money in the table.
Right.
But I mean, hey, you got to do what you got to do. Everybody's at different levels. Because I remember when I started, all I knew was wholesaling. So I know for the people that just started, it's kind of hard for them.
Right.
But that's why you guys need to go to network events. Right now is the time, because if you guys are really serious, I mean, guys, you're doing one on Thursday too, right? So that one, the panel,
that's with 2x4.
yeah, that panel is beautiful, guys. I mean, you
AC
guys
Ramos,
need to learn
yeah.
from these people,
Right. AC Ramos is the person that I first went to actually take a class. So I took his weekend course. Kelly, she's hard money, so she knows all about the hard money. And then Sergio also does loans, but he's also
I love Sergio.
Yeah.
He's come through for me.
Yeah, he was on here. He was on this podcast. So if you ever go through and look for Sergio, you'll see how he communicates. Very calm.
Very smart guy.
Very smart guy. You know, very, very smart guy. And then, you know, you have Lewis, you know, Michael Lewis. So he's
Yes.
the one that is coordinating it. And then Wilmy. Wilmy's going to
Oh
be on
man,
there.
it's my boy.
Yeah. And then I think there's one more, Ozzy.
Ozzy's good.
Ozzy, yeah. So
Everyone's good. Everyone is good.
Yeah, so you're gonna get a really good full panel, and if you can make it, because it's in Katy, but if you can make it, it's gonna be on my Facebook page, and y'all can go out and see. This is where I try not to. I'm the type of person that, yes, I have done a lot of things, but I will let those people who concentrate in those areas talk about their thing. Me, it's more like on the 2x4 side. You know, over there, I'm probably going to be talking more about the material and the things like that, and then the cost of other things. I don't know. I'll put my hat on when I get there. I usually don't think of what I'm going to say. It just comes out naturally. It's
She's going to say a little bit of everything.
Yeah, just very tiny, because, you know, I don't really concentrate on one thing because I'm doing so many. But that's going to be a badass panel.
It is. It is a badass panel. I'm going to be there.
Panel. Yeah, because Lewis, he builds. Yeah, he builds. Yeah, he builds, he rehabs, and he builds, and he's one of our customers at the store. So that's what I'm saying. Go to networking events that are really teaching something, where you have panels of people speaking, because that one piece of information can really change your life. But you've got to hear it a certain way. Go through some of our old podcasts, and you'll hear them talk. And when we were talking about, you know, how when you have things in a DBA, you can't write those things off, then you have depreciation. That's why, and that was Boris. So you have all those things that you want to hear, but you're not going to hear it at, I love the Astros, but at the baseball game, you're not going to hear those things. So you really want to be able to hear those things. And there's a lot of people out there that have one house that, you know, that was passed through a family member, and you got a rental property. See how, if it's structured right.
Yeah.
See if it's structured in a way. You don't know how many landlords have properties in their names.
And then you could cash out too.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You know, you can cash out, you know, take 60% equity out, 50, 60, 70, 80% equity out, and, you know, use that money now and let the renters pay that off. That's what you need to learn. So anyway, we've already talked it out. And so y'all are welcome to come on Saturday. Just let us know, because we have like limited space, but we'll take it outside. No, and
Take it out.
outside.
We'll put the chona and take it outside.
Yeah.
That's funny.
All right, guys. So y'all have a fabulous week, and
And we'll see y'all next week. Next week
Yeah.
we're gonna have Derek
yeah.
on here. He's doing really good things, big things. So and he's gonna talk about some of his losses that he's had already in this market. So you guys can definitely learn from that. So we'll see you guys next week.
Next week.
weekend.
And if y'all can make it Saturday, just put info, and I'll send you the address and an info, and we'll put you on the list.
Sounds good. Bye.